Hello, welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I have a CASEing the Catalogue card, and the card that I've chosen today is, I've actually chosen it for a couple of reasons. The first one is because it's a stamp set that we had in last year's catalogue. And the second reason is because it's in the catalogue, the sample is actually a Step It Up sample. So I'm going to bring the catalogue in. It's page 93 of our new annual catalogue. The stamp set's called Tropical Chic, and I absolutely love this set. And down the bottom we have a very simple card, a more intermediate card, and then a little bit more detailed card. So they've stepped the same card up into different levels. We're not making the very basic one today. I have made this one previously, so let's bring that in and I'll just quickly show you. That's this one here. It's quite basic, really pretty though, and I love the colours. So we have Pool Party, grey granite, a bit of gold foil and some calypso coral. So we're going to go over to the craft table and we're going to make the little bit more detailed card. The supplies needed for this stepped up version of this card are the Tropical Chic stamp set, and we're also using the matching dies, and I'm using these two dies here. I'm using the Abstract Impressions Thinlet, which is this one here, this large one, and for this one they use the sprig punch, but I don't have the punch, so I'm just using part of my die here to cut a couple of those sprigs in the gold. I have the inks of Pretty Peacock, Grey Granite and Pool Party. Aren't these gorgeous colours together? Very, very pretty. I have some silver metallic thread, the gorgeous Pretty Peacock Scallop Linen Ribbon. And this is really pretty. This comes in all of the in colours, so absolutely gorgeous ribbon. And I also have the Frosted and Clear Epoxy droplets, so they were in our last catalogue. And for the stepped up version there is a bit of splattering, so I've got the Pool Party marker. I don't have the in colour markers yet, and I think that in the catalogue they may have used the Pretty Peacock marker, but I'm going with the Pool Party for this card. So I have all my kit here and it's all ready to go. You can find all the measurements and supplies over on my blog. There is a link to my blog in the description of this video. There's also a link to my online store if you need to purchase any Stampin' Up supplies or anything that I've used in this card. You can do so in my online store. There's a hostess code there for this month. If you use the hostess code, I'll send you out a free gift, but you're also, every time you shop with me online, you are earning Inky rewards as well, so which is a great way to earn yourself some free product. So we have a grey granite card base, and I've already scored that. I'm just going to fold that over and burnish. Now this is actually half a piece of A4, so here in Australia we go by the A4 version of our cardstock, so it's just cut in half and then scored in half again. So I'm going to pop that to the side, we don't need that anymore. And then we're going to work with, we have a large piece of Whisper White, which is going to be our backing on our card. So let's do all our stamping and then we can bring in the big shot and do our die cutting. So on the big Whisper White piece, we're going to bring in the Grey Granite ink. And I'm also using, I don't think I showed you what stamps I'm using in the Tropical Chic, but we are using this one here, the Thank You, and also this leaf here. So I'm going to bring in this stamp here with all the little stripes, and what we're going to do is we're just going to create a little bit of a background, and I think that was supposed to be stamped off. Let's turn it over. We're going to stamp off first, so stamp off once, yeah, that's better. Another one. I'm just going to put another one just over here. Beautiful. We're going to bring in the Pool Party ink next, and we have a couple of pieces of the Pool Party cardstock, and the larger one is going to be our background. So let's just bring that card in. So this background piece, so we're going to pop that over with the card base. The smaller one, we're going to bring in that leaf, and we're going to ink it in the Pool Party and do a quick stamp. I think I need to re-ink my Pool Party. Okay, beautiful. And we're going to punch, we're going to die cut that one with the Big Shot in just a minute. Okay, so this card is a really quick card. So we're going to bring in the Pretty Peacock, and now I have a couple more pieces, and I need this smaller Whisper White piece. That's for our sentiment, and I'm going to bring in the Thank You stamp. Try and stamp that straight. Yep. Now in my original card, I wasn't able to purchase the Pretty Peacock ink yet, so I actually used the Pool Party, but we have the Pretty Peacock now, so we're going to use it. Okay, so we're all right with our stamping. This is a pretty quick and easy card, isn't it? Let's bring in the Big Shot, and we're going to do all our little die cut pieces. So the first one we're die cutting is this leaf, and I'm going to bring in that die over the top, lining that up as best as I can. And let's put the lid on and run that one through. I'm also going to use this die again on the Whisper White piece. So that cuts out perfectly. Let's bring in that Whisper White piece, and we're going to put the two dies together like so, and we're going to die cut this one out. Just make sure they're in the middle. Run this one through. Okay, finally got there. There we go. And that gives us that little die cut. And the last one we're just going to do is the gold foil with that Springtime Impressions die, and I'll just want to get that largest sprig there. Going to line that up and run that one through. I want this need two of these sprigs, so obviously if you have the sprig punch, your job is going to be a lot easier. That's one. Let's get another one now. Okay, so we have our two sprigs. So all of our elements are ready to go. I'm going to take my sentiment and just bringing in my scissors, I'm going to bend cut my end. I'm going to bring in some tear and tape just along the bottom of that sentiment to attach to our ribbon. So that gorgeous Pretty Peacock scalloped ribbon. So just run a little bit down the bottom. And it's not down the bottom I need it on the top. Let's move it to the top. I'll take that backing off. Bringing that ribbon in, and I'm just going to line it along the top of that ribbon. Okay. There we go. And I'm just going to chop that little piece of ribbon off that's in that banner cut. Easy, just like that. There we go. And this is going to be a little bit longer than I need, but that's fine. Let's bring in the dimensionals, and we're going to pop this pool party fern up. I really like the grey granite Pretty Peacock pool party, and then the Calypso coral colour scheme. That's really pretty all together. So we have that. This is going to go, just pull that back a little bit. This is going to go in here, so I need to chop a little bit off that. So like that. And the back is going to go behind there. Beautiful. So the next bit we're going to just chop off on an angle with the Calypso coral. And this is going to be attached to that sentiment as well. So I think just like that. So let's run a little bit more tear and tape along the back of that pool party piece, and I know it's just there. So this is the stepped up version of those 3 cards. So let's bring this back in again, this way. Beautiful. And we're also going to stick that Whisper White fern on the back there, but before we do that, let's put our sprigs down. So I'm actually going to bring in some glue dots and just place on the end of the sprigs. One there. And I want it to come around the front of that pool party piece. There we go. So just like that. Let's bring that second sprig in. And it's going to be lined up next to it, so great positioning there. Okay, so we can put this one down now, and it goes on the back just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick some tear and tape down. Make sure that it's not showing on the edge. Okay. Whoop. Okay. So next off, I'm going to bring in, I'm just going to move everything out of the road. So I'm just going to use this piece, and we're going to bring in that marker, and I'm going to do a little bit of spritzing, see how I go. So I'm using the thicker end of the marker and I'm just going to flick it inside the lid of the marker. Okay, I think that's good. And it doesn't wreck your marker in any way. I suppose if you do it for a long period of time, it's going to eventually wreck the nib of your pen, but those few times it definitely haven't done anything to that end of that marker. And that gives us that little bit of splattering background. Now I'm going to glue this Whisper White piece straight down onto the grey granite. I'm so glad that the Tropical Chic stamp set stayed around. It's definitely a go-to for me. I use it a lot. So it's popping that straight down onto our card base. I'm going to bring my ribbon scissors in and I just want to cut off that pretty peacock ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to pop up on the Pool Party cardstock there with some dimensionals. Stick one over here as well. Let's take all our backings off. We can pop this one down. I think there's a good position. And lastly, oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't stick this down, but I should be able to stick it underneath pretty easily. Let's take a little bit of the silver thread. See, I stuff up even the easiest cards. Let's bring in a glue dot for that thread. This is going to go in and underneath here. So definitely easier to do it beforehand. Let's bring in another glue dot. There we go, so you can still see it sticking out the sides, but it would have been nicer stuck down first. But anyway, we'll keep moving on. We have the epoxy frosted and clear droplets. And we're going to use the clear ones. I just got a big smudge of ink on my card. Okay, so I've done the clear ones on this one as well. I'm going to bring the clear ones in and just pop a few down. So I want one up here and another one down here. And one over here. Beautiful. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the stepped up card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you could leave me a comment. If you haven't hit subscribe, please do. All the measurements and supplies can be found over my blog, and there is a link to this blog post in the description of this video. There's also a link to my online store where you can purchase all your Stampin' Up supplies. Please use the hostess code for this month and I'll send you out a free gift. And while you're over on my blog post, just check out the Inky Rewards program that I have running for my customers. Okay, until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.